body or mind be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Welcome to Bodywork. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. Sebastian the Towering Inferno Fundora is making his much-awaited return to defend his two titles, the WBC and the WBO belt. After a fight where Errol Spence didn't materialize, he finds himself on the other side of one Chordale Booker. Now, they call him the Towering Inferno, but in my boxers to watch, I call him the landlord. You know, with his height and his reach, he's able to cover a lot of real estate. And when he's on his A game, he's out on the perimeter, you know, manicuring the lawn, being a sniper, but he has a propensity to want to go in the kitchen all the time and fight on the inside, a la Erickson Lubin, a la the beginning of the Tim Tszyu fight. On the other hand, we got Chordale Booker, a guy who shared the ring with Ammo Williams. He's getting a lot of knock for that, but guess what? It was like 5-6 fights ago, right? He finds himself with a golden opportunity in the beginning of 2025. It's starting to look like kind of like the year of the underdog, right? So he's facing, no cliche, the tall task of the Towering Inferno. And my analysis is that Chordale Booker, man, can lose himself in the moment. This can be a banana peel because a lot of rumblings was that he shouldn't get the fight and who was Chordale Booker and this and this and that. Well, done my research, I've done my homework. And after that Ammo Williams stoppage, right, he's bounced back. And out of 6 fights, he's only got 2 decisions, right? So in other words, this fight could be deceiving for Sebastian Fundora because Chordale Booker, right, he's starting to come on as of late as being somebody that does not allow the fight to finish on his own. He's actually taking charge and either ending the contest, right, or having some reason KO, TKO. And I you know, when I look at Brian Mendoza, people didn't perceive him as a world beater, but he found himself in a position to be able to land the right shot at the right time and have Fundora on the canvas looking and talking to himself like he couldn't believe it because he caught him by surprise, right? This is a southpaw versus southpaw fight, close guard fight, right? So as a southpaw, Chordale Booker could be using his angles. He could draw from some of the things he's seen from Brian Mendoza. He can draw from some of the things in the early success that Tim Tszyu had in the beginning of that fight before Sebastian Fundora started using his fundamentals. And aside from the obvious, you know, the height disparity, the reach disparity, I think that this fight is going to come down to who has the better fundamentals, right? We know that Chordale Booker has been more active. You know, he's been getting more laps around the track than Sebastian Fundora. I think he fought like 3 times in 2023. He fought like 2 or 3 times in 2024. And so he doesn't have to worry about the ring rush as much. You know, yes, he's at a height and a reach advantage, but Fundora can be lured into a firefight. He actually is a throwback fighter. He likes to get in the middle, get on the inside, and start using those uppercuts. And sometimes you can question whether or not his vision is the most polished or as good as it is because, you know, sometimes you can see him doing a lot of squinting and things like that. Whereas if he uses his physical advantage of the reach and he stays behind it, it's almost impossible to get around it. You know, when he throws his jab and then hooks off the jab and then throws his uppercut, right? And he gets lathered up and he starts letting those punches go. You can't get rocked to sleep and be standing in front of him more times than just letting him just pound away, pound away, pound away. Something that Erickson Lubin, even though he was in that fight for every moment, even forced Fundora to take a knee, you know, hurt him and everything, just found himself standing directly in front of Fundora for way too long. So I think that Chordale Booker actually has a good shot in this fight. This could be a true banana peel, right? If he goes by his fundamentals, if he's disciplined, if he makes Fundora fight when he wants to box and box when he wants to fight, and he doesn't stay in front of him, he surprises it. He changes up his angles, right? Has a punch variety, you know, kind of like imposes his will at times on Fundora and don't let Fundora do what he likes to do. I believe that he has a very, very good shot at upsetting the apple cart. Now, the critics, you know, they're going to be critics, right? I heard Chordale Booker say that nobody thinks he has a shot at winning this fight. They're counting him out. He was kind of like a man of few words, but to me, it sounds like this man knows that he can pull it off like Eminem, lose himself in the moment, own it, command the spotlight, and take full advantage of being able to grab 2 belts. You know what I'm saying? 2 birds with 1 stone. So I think that the adrenaline is going to be high. I know that all of the lights and all that can, you know, on a big stage, that can happen. But I think that he needs to tune out the critics. Don't listen to the critics, right? Take ownership of the fight. Know that you have a fight. You can win the fight just as much as Sebastian Fundora can win the fight, because you do have activity on your side. You are a southpaw that can use your angles, right? Sometimes the shorter guy that can dip up under and come up like Tyson, you know, from different angles and throwing overhands and uppercuts, you can kind of surprise the taller guy that's always looking down and trying to figure out where you're going to pop up at, right? So I think that he's playing with the house's money. I think that he has more than enough chance and opportunity to be able to get Fundora out of there, because in the back of his mind, Fundora might have some questions about himself. I know that he's trying to, you know, compete with his younger sister, who became undisputed, a great, excellent boxer, you know, and the standards are high for that family, right? And he may feel as though he's up there. He comes off as a very humble guy, very fun, happy-go-lucky, you know, almost have that Clark Kent type thing to where if you see him in civilian clothes, you would never think he was a boxer. But he has a different persona when he gets inside. He wants to fight and rough, and he mean mugs, and you know, that's why I think a lot of people gravitate towards watching him. But he has to be very careful, because there are a lot of big fights ahead for him. And if he allows Chordale Booker to steal this moment and take those belts, he'll be on the outside looking in once again. Anyways, I would love to get your thoughts on this fight, right? Is Sebastian Fundora going to use his height and his reach? Is he going to be disciplined, right? Is he going to take advantage of his natural skill set that he has, the natural advantages that he has? Or is he going to abandon it and fight like he always do, like that old school fighter? Let me know in my comment section what you think about it. I'm pretty excited. You know, there's a couple guys on the undercard. Jesus Ramos that's on the undercard. Terrell Gaucher, the Garcia, who had his setback. It's a couple guys, man. I think it's going to be a nice card, and I think that this is a sleeper fight. Let me know in my comment section what you think. Thanks for tuning in here with Bodywork Boxing. Well, we don't take things for face value. We do that body work.